is a false god, a false god, a false god. Allah is a false god, a false god. Allah is a false god, a false god, a false god. Allah is a false god, a false god. And Muhammad is not a prophet. Muhammad is not a prophet. If you want grace and mercy and love, Islam is not for you. But Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Jesus is the King of Kings who died to save us all. If you just repent and believe He took your sins on the cross, then mercy and grace, forgiveness and love, eternity can be yours. But Allah is a false god, a false god, a false god. Allah is a false god, a false god.
Hallelujah, let Lord Jesus Christ shine forth. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We were together like an hour ago or so. I had a live stream with Robert Spencer 2 hours ago, where we went through Surah 3 and finished Surah 3 and then jumped into Surah 4. And this is like second live stream. I wanted to do this live stream yesterday, but things happened and I couldn't do it. So I just thought I'll do it today because things are going to happen next couple of days. Hello, Julian. Hello, Phil. Yes, it's a beautiful song. Some people are gifted with their voices. I can't wait for my resurrection voice. So what I am planning to cover in this live stream is, hi everyone. What I'm planning to cover in this live stream is gonna be a review of a video which I watched kind of big chunk of it, not all of it. Don't say that, Phil. Resurrection voice will come. Put your hope in that there is no other option. And hi to Norway. So there is a video, put it up, Daniel Haqiqatjou and Mohammad Hijab. They are discussing many different topics. In that video, they are also discussing gender segregation, as well as there are a couple of other like disturbing things in that video. But I am gonna kind of go through gender segregation part of his video, where in summary, if people don't want to stay until end, that's absolutely fine. In summary, Mohammad Hijab is talking about how gender segregation is leading the causing perversion. Yeah, a Muslim is expressing that gender segregation of man and woman is causing perversion. Very disturbing, isn't it? When it comes, especially when it comes from Muslims, it is something they practice it. So indirectly, or you might even make a case that directly, he's calling Allah and Muslim scholars as perverts. So I'm gonna go through that part, but I'm not that much gifted and skilled with doing live stream by myself, so I will be kind of getting distracted with probably comments as well as side chats, and then I had to kind of share screen, all those kind of things, so please bear with me. If you can't bear it, just, I'm sure there are better live streams are taking place, just go and jump into them. Let me just send the link to Adam Seeker. He can jump into the live stream as well. So those of you who are in the chat, see, I made the life a little bit easier for everyone. I put this together. So those of you who are in the chat, so if you want to kind of ask questions or comment on or disagree what we are saying regarding topic which we are going to talk about, please send put your comment in the chat and then put @ in front of DCCI Ministries, and then that will get my attention. And then I've got Adam Seeker just jumped in. Peace of Christ be with you, Adam Seeker.
Peace of Christ be with your sister as well. God bless you. I hope you are
Why
doing well.
why can't you keep away from Mohammad Hijab, brother?
I really don't want to go even near him, quite frankly. But he's just gifting so many things that we have to talk about him, because one of the basic purpose of a Christian is to expose the
False.
demonic things as well. So this is
Yeah.
one of the basic purpose as well, you know.
Yeah. So please don't think like Mohammed Hijab is saying so much useful things. Therefore, Christians are making live streams about him stuff. Point is, and thank you very much to my moderators who are in the chat. Point is, Muslim missionaries who's got platform, simply using their platform to lie about Islam, bring attention to themselves. As well, so like certain things they say very very dangerous, and they should be exposed. So we are just gonna look at them and then think through that. I don't know how long Adam Seeker can join me, because I know he's got full day today. How long are you planning to stay, brother?
Sister, for the time being, to show all the stuff. So I'll be
Okay,
here.
good,
And
good,
let's see
good.
what Muhammad Hijab says about the segregation.
Yeah, I kind of summarized before maybe you jumped in. He's simply talking about how segregation is perversion, causes perversion. Strange, isn't it, coming from a Muslim?
It actually does, quite frankly.
Yeah, but who is the one who does the segregation, brother?
Muslims.
Yep.
So he's saying that Allah said something wrong,
Yep.
and so by the way, let's talk about a Muslim society, because Mimi Hijab is in a non-Muslim society. Can I show you something from a Muslim society, and I'll try to do the best justice to the translation.
Sure.
All right, this is Engineer Muhammad Mirza, and he is a very famous Pakistani scholar, and he's trying to preach a new kind of a moderate Islam, and a lot of youngsters follow him in Pakistan. A lot of youngsters between the age of 20 to 35. A lot of people loves him. I have challenged him so many times, and he doesn't have the guts to invite me to his channel, let alone come to my channel to have a debate. But he had the guts to uh, send a copyright strike on my channel because I used his video of YouTube. This is exposed, so he can't do that over here because that's an exposed. And plus, just listen to what he's saying. Just check what he's saying. I'm going to do justice to the translation.
मदरसों के अंदर बच्चों के साथ तुम्हारे मौलवी मुंह काला करते हैं. तुमने मदरसे इसलिए बनाए हुए हैं ताकि तुम बच्चों के साथ मुंह काला करो.
He's saying that in the madrasas in Pakistan, the Maulanas are doing the bad thing with the kids. Muh kala means they are blackening their face, which is doing the wrong things with the kids. And I'm talking about the boys. And
Yeah.
he's saying that you guys have created madrasas just to do this act. Yes, sister.
I was gonna say maybe let's first watch Mohammed Hijab's video and then we can talk about it, because I think he's talking about Bajabazis. And
Yes,
then we can
Bachabas.
link them. It's such a strange that Muslims are very much where, like madrasas are where you go and learn the Quran, where you go and then like learn these Islamic things. Schools, Islamic schools. And such a strange thing that it turns up to be house of horse, or whatever you would say, those kind of things. It's very very house of prostitution, very disturbing things. Would you be okay if I first put Mohammed Hijab's thing and
Yes,
then we put this after this? So because it seems they're just backing up, not only Mohammed Hijab is identifying segregation as a cause of perversion, but it seems like lots of other people are very much aware of it. Okay, let's share the screen. Just like I'm very much aware video is going to be disturbing. Oh, sharing screen thing is changed. video is going to be disturbing, so I apologize for that, but just beware, it is in the intention of exposing the teachings of Islam as well as followers of Islam. Islam is really, really very dangerous ideology. Video can be seen on my screen. Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, this is the moment when my computer does like live
That's
sporting.
the
That was
Haqiqatjou show.
title is People's Champ, but I think he needed to say like charlatan, people's charlatan, but I think there is like spelling mistakes there, so I won't kind of touch that part. Okay, let's start from here.
I think that these people should be publicly executed, man. I'll be honest. Where it's proven this, there should be the ultimate force of the law should be on these people. Like sometimes they're deeply Islamic conservative societies, and then you've got like you're abusing a boy, and it's open. Everyone knows. Yani, I don't see how that can happen. Yani, in some parts of the Muslim world, it's unthinkable. In other parts of the Muslim world, it's actually not unthinkable. And that is one of the worst things that in those places of the Muslim world, and it's, I would say, minority of places, very much so, needs to be removed, like by force. Like whoever's in charge needs to take like some serious action that show the world what you're doing to people that do this thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, this is when you call for the hudud, you call for the sharia to be established. Like that's a part of it. Like you do have capital punishment for these kinds of crimes, sexual crimes, and as soon as you take away the hudud, then you find the increase in these types of behaviors.
And I this might sound controversial, I'm going to say, but I do think that when you go too far in the way of like segregation of the sexes, that can happen. I was speaking to one brother. I'm not going to mention where he's from. One second, I don't want to cause a controversy here. And he was bragging that in his village, this is not obviously the UK, right? Just anyone is probably watching and waiting, right? But this is in Asia, let's call it, yeah? And he was saying that in his village, he's never seen a woman in the streets. He's never seen it. And I thought that was pretty, to be honest, I thought that was pretty severe. Yeah, I thought that was pretty severe. He's never seen a woman in the street, ever. He's never seen a woman outside of a house, ever. And then I spoke to those brothers, and I was asking them some serious and honest questions. I said, this thing where the boys are being taken and stuff like that, does that actually happen? I want you guys as, first person accounts, tell me the truth. And they said it does happen. And sometimes it can happen openly. Like they won't actually, sorry to say, have intercourse with, it wouldn't be that open, but everyone knows what's kind of going on and they accept it. Now, what I'm trying to say is that what's going on here? This is meant to be a deeply conservative Muslim society, and yet you're doing something which is totally against the Quran, totally against the Sunnah, totally against the Ijma', totally against the school, totally against human decency, something that in Islam.
So he's talking about Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iran, as well as a little bit of Saudi. So he's talking about how everyone knows what is happening in that Islamic city, Islamic country. Everyone knows what is happening behind the doors. Actually, it's not even behind the doors, publicly, what Muslim man is doing to kids.
But sister, the problem is very simple over here. Muhammad started this, okay, when his wife Sauda was teased by one of his followers, Umar bin al-Khattab to be precise, and then he started this practice. But the problem is at that particular time, you had slave girls roaming around in the streets, doing the works for a lot of people, and those slave girls were not supposed to even wear the top. They were, even if they were wearing the top, they were not wearing the top in a way that it won't be revealing, because Umar would actually beat them that why do you are wearing these kind of clothing. So it has to be very revealing clothing. And these Muslim men had a lot of females to release their sexual desire upon. Whereas what is happening right now due to the UN and all that, and we don't have slaves now, but the acts of Muhammad to not let your woman go out in public are still there. And these animals have to exert their feelings out some way or another, just like Muhammad, because if you read the hadiths, you kind of have those kind of very bad feelings in you. And then this is saying that they won't exert on kids, male kids. They will.
Yeah,
And
so
that's what they're doing.
so he's gonna kind of come to the like, because there is a segregation, because in some Muslim countries woman doesn't even go out, they don't have women on the streets. So what do? They look at these little kids. Like, there is even a documentary I watched a couple of years back. They would go to the villages and then find these beautiful little kids and then bring these boys into their house and then train them with like dancing, those kind of things, so that they can use them. Even like they put makeup on them, they can use these kids for their sexual desire. And it is coming from individuals who identify themselves as Muslims, who are teaching Islam. How about you play your clip? Would you be okay if I just put your clip? So it will simply gonna back up what Mohammad Hijab is talking about. And then I've got short clip. I'll just show these kids and then we continue with Mohammad Hijab's video. Because yes, he even kind of, he's expressing that there are very disturbing things that are happening. And everyone knows about this. Like, remember, these Muslims are supposed to be like so modest, so moral. They're so perfect, like practicing Islam. As they practice this Islam, they are harming little kids. And everyone knows about it, what's happening. And then we kind of pick up where he's saying, like, even though he's identifying, oh, this has nothing to do with Islam, actually, when we look at the Islamic tradition, we get to say, yeah, Islam simply justifies those things. It's not like a bunch of Muslims who don't know anything about, therefore they are doing these crazy things. That's not the case.
Let me give you a simple incident. I have many. I'll send you the links of so many. But check this out. This kid was molested.
Just a second. Did we finish the video of that Pakistani gentleman?
No, I'll bring that after this. This is a pure incident. In Khanewal, this is in Pakistan, in Punjab, this kid in the Madrasa, in this Islamic school, he's a 9-year-old kid. The Qari molested him, had sex with him all night long. This is a policeman who is taking the first incident report from this kid.
जामियातुल इस्लाम कौन कौन से नाम से बना हो कौन सी बेटा कारी साहब खबरी कारी साहब की ना हुज़ैफा कारी का नाम
Huzaifa is the name of the Qari who did that, and this police officer is taking an interview of this kid, and the kid is saying that Huzaifa and another guy did this with him all night long. That's exactly what the Qaris are doing in the madrasas. You see this innocent child who is going to a madrasa to learn Quran, and that's what happens. And I have so many videos, but let's go to engineer Muhammad Mirza. I'm going to share it now.
Okay.
What does he say? Now you can go back to engineer Muhammad Mirza. I don't think I can play all of the videos because some of the videos are very graphic and it goes against the YouTube policy. But I'll send you the link.
I'll just give a couple of examples.
Yes. So this guy is saying, in madrasas, your Maulvis, your Maulanas, your Qaris are molesting the kids. You guys have created the madrasas so that you could do this shameful act.
Take
this phakki from me. Phakki is a pill.
किस मदरसे में ये काम नहीं होता?
Tell me in which madrasa this heinous act does not happen. Tell me one madrasa.
एक मदरसे को क्लीन चिट देंगे.
Give me one madrasa with a clean chit. Chit is like clean verdict, clean piece of paper.
इससे स्कूल हजारों दर्जे बेहतर है.
He's saying schools are 1,000 times better than madrasas.
क्योंकि हॉस्टल नहीं होते हैं, उनमें यहाँ ये बच्चों के साथ टीचर्स ये काम नहीं कर सकते.
Because most of the schools does not have hostels, and teachers can't do these heinous acts with those innocent kids.
लेकिन मौलवियों के पास रात के वक्त भी बच्चे अवेलेबल होते हैं, दिन के वक्त भी पर्दे में भी अवेलेबल होते हैं, ये बच्चों के साथ मुंह काला करते हैं. तो मैं फिर ये कहना,
And in madrasas, those kids are available to these Maulanas and Muftis in the night, in the background, in the foreground, and these people do these heinous acts with them.
शुरू कर दो कि ये मदरसे मौलवियों ने इसलिए बनाए हुए हैं कि ताकि बच्चों के साथ मुंह काला करें.
And hence, this is why I'm saying these people have created the madrasa so that they can do these heinous acts with the kids.
और मदरसों के माहौल जो है ना हमसे ढके छुपे नहीं है.
And he's saying that the environment of the madrasas are not hidden from us.
5-6 साल मेरी उम्र थी, उस वक्त से मैंने मदरसों में जाना शुरू किया.
And he said I was 5 or 6 years old when I started going to madrasa. So it's his personal report as well.
मदरसों का पूरा चट्टा बट्टा मुझे पता है.
He said I know complete in and out of madrasas,
तमाम मकातब फिक्र का.
of all the subsects of Islam, makatib fikr, all of those.
बच्चियों के साथ ये क्या करते हैं, बच्चों के साथ क्या करते हैं.
What they do with the female kids, what they do with the male kids.
और जिस फारूक तहसील बच्चे ने अल्लाह को जान देनी है ना, अल्लाह से डरता है, इस मदरसे से पढ़ा हुआ मौलवी उसको के कुरान पे हाथ रख के ना मेरी बात का इनकार कर दे जो मैं बातें कर रहा हूं.
And he said that I challenge any Farigul Tehsil, any student from the madrasa who has completed the degree and now become a Maulana or a Qari, I challenge him to put his hand on the Quran and reject what I just said today. That's his challenge to every single student who comes out of the madrasa, to put a hand on the Quran and reject my statement. Yes, sister, would you like to add anything?
So, just clarification purposes, okay? So when we say madrasa, we are talking about Islamic schools, and their full purpose are all about developing, helping individuals to become better Muslims, okay? So you go to a madrasa, you go to these Islamic schools, your teacher is proper religious person. You go to normal school. Yeah, you go to normal school, you learn maths, physics, chemistry, science, like other things. You go to madrasa, you learn about how to do your prayers, memorize your chapters, learn Islam. So what he's saying is the place where families trusting, giving their kids to be educated in Islam are being sexually abused by very teacher whom the family trusted and then handed over. That is happening in religious schools where people are learning about Islam, where people are supposed to learn about Islam. And he's saying this is not only like, oh, Madrasa A or Madrasa B. This is all of the Madrasa. I put my hand in the Quran. I swear to this book, if I am lying, prove me. Put your hand in the Quran, swear on the Quran, and then tell me I am lying what is happening in madrasas. That's what he's saying. Everyone knows about it. Everyone knows about it. They're all practicing on it, all that. Very place where children are supposed to be protected and learn the religion. This is what they are learning. Of course, you might be thinking, oh, those Islamic teachers are teaching these kids how they will be served in Islamic paradise. Non-bleeding voice of Islamic paradise, think about it. And this is to the girls and to the boys. Think about it. Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, India. Those are the well-known, India. India wasn't in my list. Those are the well-known countries. Well-known countries, this is being practiced. It goes further, of course. In England, we had cases where a teacher in the mosque was simply sexually abusing the people who come to mosque on Sundays to learn Islamic things. And recently there was another case I listened in Jihad Watch, where a Muslim scholar from Texas was asking mother and child to send inappropriate pictures of them to imam. So because family is handing over their kids to these religious leaders, in their mind is there is no better place my kids to be protected. But the very kids whom supposed to be loved, whom supposed to be protected, and then learn about the religion, they are being sexually abused. They are used like as a tool. Let me put
Absolutely. And by the way, just to let you know, India has more population of a Muslims than Pakistan. So Pakistan has over 300 million. India has over 350 million Muslims. And the same thing is happening in India as well. There you go, one of the Indian Maulana being caught recently by police doing the same heinous act. And you can see it over here. This is an Indian Maulana. If you can show the screen, this is an Indian Maulana that was caught. And the news is all about the one Maulana had an oral sex and anal sex with a minor student of Madrasa, and this is a pure Indian Maulana in an Indian school got caught by the police finally. So these are happening all over wherever there are. Yes.
this one is being caught. How many of them are not being caught? Like Mohammad Hijab is talking about, oh, this is happening on the open. Everyone knows about it.
Yeah.
The individual you showed us, he's expressing, yeah, this is very common. Every madrasa is doing this. Let me put this clip on for you. You get disturbed, and then I'll continue with Mohammad Hijab one. It's sorry, my intention is not kind of make you sick, but this is the religion of Islam is being practiced. Look at this. Those are yeah, my computer is in live sport. Try again. It will come there. Those are the boys. What are they doing?
Vibrating.
Look at the individuals who are watching them. I am from Turkey. You get to see these things in Turkey when the woman is doing belly dancing.
I think these are women now.
Yeah, look at all these religions people. With what are they wearing? Woman is covered with burqa, very modest ideology. See, we cover our woman so that we get to watch her other parts.
But sister, then again, Mimi Hijab also said that if you want to marry somebody according to a particular school of thought, you can see her naked.
Yeah, so I'm going to come to that part of the video. Wait. Patience, brother, patience.
I'm so sorry. I'm so impatient. These are so...
Because it's very disturbing. Yeah, that's understandable. But everyone knows about these things. Where is the child protection services? Why Mohammad Hijab is saying, oh, well, it's not in England. I'm not going to name the person what is happening. Why don't you call the government or call the police and then get them to take action for these things? If it is against Islam, why are you not doing that? Oh, you just love to talk about it. You just love to watch those kids are being abused.
Like there are a lot of links that I can send here. You can send it to the one because when they are dragging some kid in the back room, we can't show it. So I'm just sending it in the private chat. So I can't show that. This video, I'll have to stop halfway because the parents caught this Maulana. Check this out. What did you do with Ahmed 3 days ago? This is the Maulana who teaches in a madrasa, and the parents caught him. What did you do? Say it. Say it. I made him hold. Okay, I can't play further from here because then you will see it will go against the YouTube policy, because then these parents will do some physical harm, and that goes against the YouTube policy. But I'm sending the link so that you could actually send it to the people. Sister, it's in the private chat. So the whole idea is that these, like, he is doing that kind of a hand kind of a sexual acts with the kid, and the parents, the kid's name is Ahmad, and he told his parents, and the parents caught him, and they are taking the justice in their own hands. And it's in X has a lot more freedom of speech than YouTube, and we can't show that action here.
Think about it. You live in a country where you cannot trust the police to protect yourself. Protect yourself. You cannot trust the police to protect your child. Therefore, you take the judgment in your hand. Those are very, very concerning. Very concerning. Let's continue with Mohammad Hijab. It gets like so worse.
Actually, there should be a capital punishment for. And you're meant to be conservative Muslims, and you're bragging about the fact that you don't have women in the streets, but you have boys in the bed. What the hell? What the hell is this? I'd rather have women in the streets than boys in the bed. Do you know what I'm trying to say? What are you talking about? So I think when you go too far in the whole thing of, segregation, this and that, whatever, it creates like this. It creates perversion. I think it creates perversion, to be honest with you, bro.
He wants to be honest with people. When there is a segregation, what happens? It creates perversion. Surah 33:53. Whose idea was the segregation? Whose idea was segregation? Surah 24:30-31. Whose idea was the segregation?
Allah.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
So, yeah, according to Islamic tradition. So Allah is the one who's creating perversion. And he's telling us, yeah, you are bragging about it. Well, you are staying silent about it. What have you done legally to stop it? What? Nothing. According to Mr. Mohammad Hijab, yeah, Allah is the author of perversion. And of course, Allah cannot be Allah without his prophet. So Muhammad and Allah becomes the perversion, simply forcing woman and man to live a separated kind of lifestyle or society, live in a separated society. Therefore, you don't put your woman out on the streets. You don't let them out of your house. That's not much different what the Quran says. Therefore, what you have is, you have boys in your bed.
Do you think that it's a causal thing? Because if you look at in the US, if we compare the most liberal societies with some of these traditional societies that you're talking about, the more liberal societies are actually far higher in terms of abuse of children and like molestation of children, like diddling kids in the closet.
I think if you go too far in either direction, so if you go too far in the liberal direction, it produces pathology and perversion. But ironically, and also kind of like counterintuitively, if you go too far in the segregation, I'm not going to see women in the streets direction as well, that level of suppression also creates perversion. So that I think there's something in the middle. Maybe I'm subscribing too much of like,
but like if you don't see women in the streets, like you have a wife at home, maybe multiple wives, maybe you have like, so how, I don't understand how someone who is older and has a wife, like it's even more disgusting and despicable that he would abuse a child.
I know, as mad as this sounds, and look, I feel like you still need to communicate with women who are not your wife, even if it's a normal interaction. Because if you have no schooling on how to do that, if you don't know how to speak to just a normal woman who's selling you a loaf of bread, or someone who's doing this and that and the other, then when you see that woman, you can start to become like a freak. You don't know what to do. You have no skill. You have no training on how to deal with that. you know what I mean? So I feel like
That
going
goes
to
against Islam. That goes against Islam. You cannot go and talk to non-mahram women outside when they are walking around. Like, they have to go do the function, action, which is really, really necessary, because the Quran says you can only go out when you're fully covered for an explicit necessity, and then come back home. How can he
So
say that? He's going against Quran, sister. What's happening here? Is he
yeah,
is he a murtad now?
well, didn't he express Allah as the pervert?
Oh, true
Now,
that. Yeah.
yeah, so now he's like, oh yeah, how? So why do you need to go to the school to learn how to speak to women? Oh, because you like those. He thinks like, oh, those are the skills you learn at school. Alongside of math class, you like learn, oh, how do we speak to women? I am very much aware in Germany, in England. I don't know in Germany if it is for illegal immigrants, but it is for immigrants. In England, it is for illegal immigrants. There are classes. There are classes showing you, actually, if woman is crossing her legs, that doesn't mean, oh yeah, go and have sex. That doesn't mean like come and have sex with me if woman is crossing her legs. There are classes in England showing, oh, how to speak to women. But those classes are for illegal immigrants. Why? Because in the country they came, they see women as tool. It's very disturbing. Like, just check it out. There are classes showing, very disturbing, showing illegal immigrants how to use birth control things. There are classes showing, there are notices in the hotels says, okay, do not touch the kid. There are notices. Why? Oh, it is not because they come in a society where they never seen woman. No, that's not the case. Because they come from the religion which woman seen as just a tool. Woman seen just something you just grab it from the shop, use it, and then circulate it around. Therefore, yeah, they need classes to learn how to speak to the woman. No, they just need to get themselves out of Islam. I get like,
And by the way,
yeah,
sorry,
no, go on, brother.
These classes are not doing a lot of difference. They're just going there because they have to stay in the country, because they're illegals and they have to attend that class. But those classes are being given by who? Mushrikeen. What does a mushrik can tell them which is better than Allah's book according to them? So for most of them, it doesn't even make any difference.
Yeah, for them, it's like tick box.
Exactly. To get the nationality or get the permanent residency of that area, they're just going there to listen, and that's it. That's all what it is.
So, okay, let me just play the clip a little bit more, because I've got a couple of questions.
And let's be honest, at the time of the Prophet, it wasn't this strict thing of seeing a woman in the street. Like we were just talking about sort of Mujadala. The Prophet was having a debate with the woman in front of, like she was in front of him, and they were having a kind of debate with each other. So how did that happen if there was such a strict laws of segregation? I don't see it like going too far in either direction. Just follow the Sunnah. The Sunnah was, I mean, at the time of the Prophet, they were all in one masjid. In fact, I'm not saying do that, but I'm saying fine, put the barrier, put whatever.
Okay, did you hear that?
I did.
In the time of Muhammad, woman and man were in the mosque together. I'm not saying you do that, he says. Oh yeah, my rubbish prophet. He didn't separate them. He had a debate with a woman in his mosque. Man and woman were together. You even got Islamic tradition talks about like, oh, do not forbid woman to not enter the mosque, all that. And then he says, but don't do that what my prophet did. I'm not saying you to do that. Oh, use the veil, use the curtain. Yeah, Mohammad Hijab knows better than his prophet. And I forgot to mention like previously. So they're talking about this, how these Muslim teachers, Islamic teachers are abusing these kids, okay? And then what Daniel Haqiqatjou did? He's comparing that with the West. Oh yeah, isn't that West like worse? That's the point he's trying to make. Yeah, Muslims are doing this, but West is worse. Liberals in West is doing this too. They are worse. Like they've got like no taking responsibility, no looking into things, and then simply saying, okay, those are the Quranic verses, those are the Islamic teachings, we need to simply say no. Nothing. Like they've got like just,
they always need some crunches of other areas. But I need to go back to hijab statement that at the time of Muhammad was talking to the females directly without the parda, or the women are going into the mosque and no parda. That is before the verses of veil has been revealed. So in Islam, there's a thing of when a verse has not been revealed, that shara or that law is not implemented. It's just like that when the verse of that all the wives of Muhammad are the mothers of believers, before that Muhammad had already divorced one woman. That woman had married a man after getting the divorce from Muhammad. It is in um, tafsir uh, of a Sayyuti. And Umar was shouting that this girl has married another man. He cannot marry. The problem is that Abu Bakr told him, hey Umar, please relax, take a chill. It was before this verse was revealed, hence she did the right thing. Same is the case, Muhammad and Ali were alcoholics until the verse of alcohol was revealed. So Muhammad Hijab knows that very well, that right now we can't do that because the veiling verses has been revealed. And that is why he eventually said, but I am not saying you do that, because he knows that right now if he says do it, every single school of thought scholar is going to bash him that you are preaching it wrongfully, because the verses of veil has been revealed. Woman has to be in the very end of the mosque, first the men, then the kids, and then the woman in the very end. And only if you cannot put a veil, but it is better to put a veil because women should not see the back of the men as well. This is how it works. And
Sahih Muslim 440. The best rows for men are the front rows, and the worst are the back rows. The best rows for the woman are the back rows, and the worst ones are the front rows.
Thank you so very much.
Umar said, if we left this door for the woman, regarding like where women enter the mosque, so they are already putting segregation. So yes, Adam Sika is making Islamic point. Things were different until the verses came and revealed. What is Mohammad Hijab's take on? Oh, I cannot say that, but I need to still make a case to make Islam look okay. Why? Because I just told everyone segregation is causing perversion. I just told everyone I worship a God who is pervert, who created pervert, who gave birth to perversion. But now I need to kind of make sure people also get the different impression. Yeah. At the time of Muhammad debated with a woman. And same Muhammad told, well, don't go outside. At the time of Muhammad, there were men and women were in the same building praying. Oh, same Muhammad, because he was so shy, and Allah steps in and then says, oh, put the curtains between you. Same Muhammad says, oh, no. You've got to get into the back row because you are a woman. Aisha says, like, do not allow women to, don't stop women to entering the mosque. So there are certain concerning things that are happening. But what we get here from Mohammad Hijab is, well, in the time of Muhammad, there was no segregation. But I'm not saying do that. I can override certain things here. Mr. Part-time stripper is just causing danger.
Because the part-time stripper knows, sister, absolutely very well, that 99% of his followers will not even verify or validate anything. and they don't know jack. I just, before coming here, I just debated a person coming from uh, England, and his name is what is his name? I forgot his name. Gilani, and he gave me his LinkedIn account. He's supposedly in some kind of parliament as a speaker, describing that Islam is pretty good. And I just spoke with him for almost like 30-40 minutes, and he's just so silly and ignorant about Islam. But he's representing Islam in London. His name is Saklan Gilani. How ignorant the Britishers are that they allow somebody to speak as a Muslim representative who doesn't even know jack about Islam.
Brother, British government is so, what is the term? So worse than stupid. They hired Muslims for Home Office to bring policies, 700 of them, to just bring policies to kind of support Islam. Just they very much messed up. They very much messed up. Let me go to Mohammad Hijab one. Mohammad Hijab is like just worse of a messed up version.
But don't go too far of like, you know, this and that, and because when it comes to sexuality, I feel like if you do suppress it, and once again, it might be I'm subscribing too much to the psychoanalytic thing. If you suppress it too much, it comes out in freakish ways. You've got to have some level of balance here with the thing. Like, for example, my kids,
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so with my kids, they're growing up and they do certain things. Obviously, I've read a lot of Freud in my life. I've read his stuff. And I'll be honest with you, I agree with a lot of it. Like the unconscious mind, not necessarily the Oedipus complex and all the like, you know, a lot of the presuppositions of psychoanalysis, I agree with a lot of it. And I think a lot of it is not contradictory to the Islamic belief system. And so, for example, there was this one study that I saw with this boy called Hans.
He just told, oh, segregation is causing causes perversion, and then he just like, oh yeah, lots of these psychology studies, they agree with Islam. Yeah, Islam causes perversion, religion of perversion.
And he's just referring it to his kids.
Yeah.
The problem is his kids are living in England. They are not following Islam for sure. So because of his kids, he's changing his views and making a different kind of Islam where he's destroying his Allah and Muhammad without even knowing. Or maybe he knows, or maybe he's just deceiving because he says a lot of things very deceptively. And now that he is growing old and his kids are growing up, you know, as a father in England who has controlled his kids to an extent where they don't even have a breathing space, now they are old enough to say, hey, Papa, get the hell out. I know what I'm doing. So yeah, I think he's getting the taste of his own medicine right now.
I actually did this for A-level, psychology A-level. I did a psychology A-level a long time ago now. But I read into it a bit more. And the mother kept threatening the little boy. And obviously Freud was there taking notes. Sigmund Freud. And he was taking notes. She kept saying that if you do this, I'm going to cut your penis off. I'm going to cut your penis off. That's what she kept saying to the boy. And it just made him want to do that thing more. It made him develop pathologies. It made him develop. So I feel like the way we deal with sexuality and gender relations, there's got to be a bit of a balanced approach, because if you tell someone not to do something too much, even some psychologists have dubbed it as the Romeo and Juliet effect. Sometimes it makes them want to do it even more. Marghub, al-mamnu' marghub, something which is not allowed. Even Ibn Qayyim mentions this actually in the Da'wah Dawa. Al-mamnu' marghub, that something which is not allowed has become more attractive because it's not allowed, especially in the sexual field.
Brother?
Even their example is very disgusting. Which mother will say, I'm going to cut your penis off? I don't know why their examples are so disturbing as well, sister. I have no idea.
He could choose different examples, but like he's just like using lots of sexual examples. That is very I didn't put that time down. That is very disturbing part in the video, in this clip, where this charlatan is talking about. He like it's I had to Google what he was saying. And when I Googled it, it was like very disturbing sexual terms. He just like, so bad. Like, he's just like not sex experts checking all these things. And then he's giving example. He could simply use different examples, but he's choosing these like sexual terms and then sexual experts. Let's sake of the argument. Let's say, okay, mother said it to the child, all that, and then that made child to do it more and more. What is Islam is all about? Islam is all about, you've got to do this, you've got to do this, you've got to do this. And then you've got list. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Allah is saying, don't do this, don't do this. And then what is Muslims are doing? He just told us. They are bragging about what they are doing to those kids because there is men and women segregation. Very same thing, which is saying like this is wrong. That's the very term Allah is using. The very way Allah is sending his last revelation, to-do list and not to-do list. And his not to-do list is getting very much attractive. And his to-do list is very dangerous as well. But like, don't do it, and then child does it. Yeah.
So I feel like you've got to be kind of like a little bit, like for example, if I see a child of mine doing something like, which is not crossing the line too much, I'm not going to go and bash them badly, because it's going to make them feel like, okay, well, what's going on here? Curiosity. You know, the thing is with sexuality is that if you mix it with curiosity, it makes it more attractive.
You crossed the line. You crossed the line too much, okay? You crossed the line, but you didn't cross too much, so I'm not going to even mention that. You just like explore that.
Yeah, touching and hugging is all okay. What about, there's a term, and now I have a sister with me, so I don't want to use that term. But anyhow, please continue. It's just disgusting people,
like,
disgusting mindset.
So you decide what is too much, what is not too much.
Forget Allah. Forget Muhammad.
Who cares about Allah? You will probably pee on your prophet and then, not too much, it's okay. You cross the line, you cross the red line, but not too much.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know what you mean.
So
I just
if you tell someone don't do it, it's okay. Well, especially if you're an authority figure, you tell someone don't do this, don't look at that. You shouldn't look at it. You don't discuss. It makes them more curious, and then I don't know, something happens. I'm not saying it's definitely a causal link, but there may be a causal link between over conservatism in terms of the segregation issue and perversion. Just as there may be a causal link as well with the over liberalism there is actually a causal link between that and like sexual perversion. I feel like on both sides, I know it sounds cliche, but the middle ground is the best.
Why did Allah not know about this middle ground, sister? Why is it that this guy is talking about the middle ground? Why is Allah not saying these middle grounds in the Quran or the Hadith? Muhammad saying that?
Don't you find this amazing? Allah is supposed to be like all-knowing, okay? Full wise, kind of someone who's supposed to be able to see the future, all that. Allah doesn't say, okay, let's practice something called self-control.
Or even Muhammad was not able to do any self-control. Remember, he saw a lady in the street and then ran to his wife. Come on, sister. How can Allah talk about self-control?
Like Allah doesn't find middle ground of, okay, let's train our kids for self-control. In Christian household, from very early age, you teach your kids about self-control. You sit down and then you discuss these things. When you do like counseling the couples who are going to get married, you sit down and then you discuss those kind of things. You teach them something called self-control. Or whatever Mohammad Hijab's in mind is like, middle ground. All-wise Allah did not provide any middle ground. All kind of walking Quran Muhammad did not provide any middle ground. Do you think Muhammad couldn't find middle ground when his wives were in the house, guests came for dinner, guests stayed for longer for fellowship? Muhammad couldn't come up with middle ground? No. Why? He was so shy, and so Allah steps in and then sends Surah 33. Muhammad
So,
couldn't figure out middle ground.
back
What
in
is
those days, sister, the problem is, once again, like I said, that the slaves were not supposed to do the hijab at all. So these perverted people of that era had so many sex slaves running around in the streets. They were attacking different people, having 2 or 3 or 4 sex slaves running around. Like literally, it doesn't make. So you have seen the history where a slave of one guy and his kid, his son was doing the, and he would gift the slave to his son and so on and so forth. It just happened so much in those eras. Things were
it?
all good.
It's not only that. Like, think about it. Even like Muslims are in Mecca, when they go and do their Hajj thing stuff, we've got Islamic sources talking about like how the Siemens were dropping.
Oh yes,
Even like in the so-called holiest of holies, whatever you would call that, black stone area,
dirty of the dirty.
there is no self-control. There is no self-control at all. Allah didn't put anything in the hearts of Muslim men for self-control. Allah didn't provide middle ground. It is good that Mohammad Hijab is coming with middle ground. Why? Because his God is pervert.
Absolutely.
Contextualize your statements, because like we're in a very liberalized society, and unfortunately many Muslims have like, because what you consider Muhammad Hijab to considers like the middle ground for the majority, I'd say maybe 90%, or in the West, not necessarily the East, 90% or 80% or 50%. Their middle ground is very much on the incorrect side. They think that, oh yeah, well, no problem, I'll have my Muhammad Hijab said be balanced, so yeah, I go to the cafe with a nice Muslim sister from the MSA or from the ISOC or from the masjid. We go have some coffee. That's the middle ground, just like Muhammad Hijab said. You have to be balanced, not too conservative.
That allow some shafis.
So
By the way, what's the problem in that?
Oh, you will see the problem in that, brother. Wait for that.
So I am going for a coffee with a sister. Like, he just used the word sister. Okay, he just used the word sister. Like, there is, like, do they understand what words are they using? Like, how can you have a perverted mindset for a girl that you just call sister? Like, the words don't mean anything to them. So they will call some girl a sister, and then it won't even mean anything.
Okay, let me just get that right, brother.
Okay.
A Muslim man with a Muslim woman are out for coffee. Apparently,
In a public place.
Yeah, in a public place. Even that's dangerous. Why? Muhammad said, when a woman is alone with a woman, the devil makes the third. Probably that's what Daniel Haqiqatjou is thinking in his mind. What Adam Sika is saying, how can Muslim man and Muslim woman is not safe? How can? Like, I meet with my brothers. We have cup of teas. I am pretty safe. How come think about it, like, I can't remember what I said, but I meet with my Christian brothers. And I'm still safe. I don't know what I said. Maybe I said Muslim. Yet in Muslim circle, Muslim man, Muslim woman is not safe from Muslim man. What happened? Like, I thought, oh, covered women are supposed to be protected.
But so that sister is obviously covered, except for her face. Okay, and she's obviously covered. So she's covered, fully covered, nothing exposed, having a cup of coffee in a public place. And according to Haqiqatjou, that's just wrong, because when Mimi Hijab said that we need to have some kind of a mingling up of the male and the female, and he's like, it doesn't mean that you go out for coffee with the sister. How? Like, what else then? So what do you do then? Just let the girls. let the girls walk in the street so that the men could actually watch them, and that's it. Like, what else is called mingling, sister? I don't understand. Like can let's see what hijab is replying. I haven't seen this before, so I need to know what hijab replied.
Guys allow that if it's what do you call it, for the purpose of marriage, and
That's
like,
the
for
part.
example, if it's hilwa, some days if they should get each other, if they're getting to know each other, like for example, a man and a woman in a public place getting to know each other for marriage,
Without the wali.
without the wali, but it's not halwa.
Well,
Oh,
I'm not
come
sure.
on.
I mean,
That
how
is-
people-
See, did you
that-
pick that up? For Daniel Haqiqatjou, you can't do that. Okay?
Yeah,
For
you can't.
Daniel Haqiqatjou, you can't do that. Man and woman cannot meet for a cup of tea, even though they are planning to get married. Okay, without like third person, without wali.
Well, he is the
For
father or the brother or the chacha, like
the
the
one
parental uncle.
and everything. For Mohammad Hijab, what's wrong with that? If they are gonna get married, what's wrong with that? This might be the good time, brother. Have you got the clip? This might be the good time for remind us again, even according to Mohammad Hijab, that he thinks, oh yeah, you can even see the woman whom you are gonna get married naked.
Absolutely. There you go. Let's play.
See, very disturbing. Like people, these things are disturbing. If you just like take the face value of it, am I need to press something or you are pressing?
No, I will. So Muhammad
Okay,
Hijab is now teaching sneako with using
new
Ali Dawa, a new Muslim, that how you can do perversion with women. You just need to know that you need to say that you are going to marry them. So listen and enjoy.
Yeah, and some you can see the the wrists and the.
You don't follow the Ibn Hazm opinion, so you can see the whole body naked.
No.
And they are enjoying and laughing.
How
That-
funny it is. How funny it is.
See the whole body naked. That's Ibn Hazm's opinion. Islam is all about opinions. Let me play it again, because this guy was saying you can see her hands and till the wrist and everything, but Mimi Hijab said, okay, where there is an opinion, go all in.
Like I was talking about I follow the opinion that you are allowed to see the woman without the hijab. Yeah, and some you can see the the wrists and the.
So the girlfriend was saying that without the hijab, see the hair, see the face, see the wrist, see the hands, that's what you see. But Mimi Hijab said, oh, Sneeko, relax, chill. You can.
You don't follow the Ibn Hazm opinion, so you can see the whole body naked.
No.
What's a perverted kind of a laughter, sister? Please.
There are Islamic sources, references Muhammad Hijab can use to back it up. But let's not focus on that. So think like that. A Muslim is saying, one Muslim is disagreeing whether they can sit down and then have a cup of coffee with a woman whom they are gonna marry. And for one Muslim, oh no, you need like a third person as a man, you need Wali. Versus other side, Muhammad Hijab is saying, oh no, if you are gonna get married, yeah. And then he goes further, and then what he says, actually, it's not only sit down and having a cup of coffee with her. You can even check her out, get her naked and then check her out. There is a comment in here, I put it on the screen. Muslim tradition of suckling to be family or make the woman less nervous about you. So I don't know the context of this, but in Islam, for man and woman to be able to sit down and have fellowship, man needs to suck the breast of woman 10 times, but Allah out of kindness reduced that to the 5 times. So for man and woman to have fellowship or just sit down and have chit chat, woman needs to let man to suck her breast. On that, I'm just thinking why Muhammad Hijab or Daniel Haqiqatjou is not giving advice of before they even meet in a coffee shop. All needs to be done is woman to let the man to suck her breast, and that's like even like to kind of cut down the things that seeing her full naked. Why not?
Muhammad did give divorces to a couple of women after making them go naked. In
Yeah.
the tafsir written by Ibn Kasir, uh, for the verse 3050, chapter number 33, verse number 50, you will see that there was a girl whom Muhammad married. Muhammad brought her to the tent, make her go naked. He saw a spot on her body, and he said, "Okay, I give you talaq. Go wear the clothes and get out, because I saw uh, a
I
spot
saw
on your
your
body."
neck. I don't like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
End of discussion.
Yeah.
That's
They
how
do.
easy you divorce.
Yeah, they do taqiyya to non-Muslims. So you think they're not gonna? Muslims are safe? They just talk about like, oh, seeing the woman naked. They're just talking about, oh yeah, what needs to be done for men and women to grab cup of coffee.
No,
Just like
they will actually go grab camel urine and milk.
before, like just like without looking into Islamic sources and what Islamic sources are saying, just ignore that part. The very statements Charlotte, part-time stripper Mohammad Hijab does, very, very concerning, very statements that Daniel Haqiqatjou makes, very, very concerning, not only for Muslim women, but also Muslim men. I find those things just so disturbing.
Even say you need the Hanafis say you don't need a wali anyways to get married.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you go and. But the context of like.
See, Muslims even disagree with one another. Oh yeah, you don't need. What is the Wali's like English translation?
Wali is the immediate adult family member where you don't have to do hijab.
Yeah.
The father, the brother.
There is a term. There is a term. Shorter term. Anyway, yeah, that person like who is gonna be like kind of giving you away. In this occasion, so you don't even need that person to get married. Oh yeah, because I can just marry on the phone. I don't even need to see my future husband. I don't even need to be in mosque to get married. I can be at home, other side of the phone, in case Imam asks me, or I'm just waiting at home, and then Hussein, I'm just like there is a shorter term in English. I can't remember the term. So you can be at home, and then your husband, future husband, is in mosque, and then you just turn up, and then you got married.
And by the way, when we are talking about wali, you need the wali in the first marriage. So if you're divorced the first time, then you don't need a wali. No permission of the wali is needed.
Mohammad Hijab is making a case that actually in the Hanafi school you don't need it. I don't know. So whether he's correct or not, but the danger of those things are like you can't even shake hand with a woman. You can't even so-called like Islam is the religion of modesty and protection for the woman, yet you are just talking about seeing the woman naked. You are just talking about, oh yeah, you shouldn't even meet for woman with alone, or shouldn't even meet with woman at all. Why? Because we worship a God who put the segregation, therefore that caused perversion.
But sister, there's another problem, bigger problem here as well, and I don't think that they will going to talk about it, but I will. That the Islamic woman, let's say I marry a woman as a Muslim, I enjoy her for a couple of nights, I divorce her, marries another one, enjoy her for a couple of months, divorce her. I can just do that on and on and on and on and forever and ever.
Yeah.
What's the value of a woman?
Yeah, and like with that, why do you even need at the first place taking the boys to bed? Because you've got like lots of, as a man, you've got lots of freedom. Otherwise, Muta, do misyar, whatever like you want to do. Why are you abusing the kids?
Exactly, and this reminds me of something. Hold on, I'll open up. So one of the Pakistani mullah was actually saying that when you go abroad and study with the females, don't do illegal sex. You know, just don't do illegal sex. Just have legal sex. Have them do a muta and misyar, and that's it. So enjoy, and you can even decide how much sex you're gonna do. Let me show it
Yeah,
to you. This is how
even
they're teaching in
even
Pakistan. Yes, sister.
about it. Yasir Kadir has a video about it. Like, oh yeah, those are the short-term things, you can deal with it.
This is Pakistani mullah, and this guy is saying that this is wrong, and they are abusing. But this is what the mullahs are saying. You can see it's a mullah. Check this out. Oh, where is the sound? Okay, hold on. There you go.
स्टूडेंट मुख्तलिफ यूनिवर्सिटियों में रहते हैं, दुनिया की यूनिवर्सिटियों में मिक्स तालीम है.
So different students go to many different schools of the world where there is co-education.
हॉस्टल में एक लड़की एक लड़का आ गए हैं.
In the hostel, there is a female and a male.
जी, उनको कमरा लाट हो गया कि इस हॉस्टल के कमरे में तुमने रहना है.
They have allotted a room.
अब जहर एक जवान बच्चे हैं तो दोनों नामहरम एक दूसरे
Now they're a young boy and a girl, so they are namahram for each other.
के लिए. अगर वो इस शर्त के साथ या जो भी शरायत रखना चाहें, मुता कर लें.
They can have some conditions to do muta.
कि जब तक हम यहाँ से यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ रहे हैं, यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं, हम एक दूसरे के लिए महरम हैं.
That for the time being that we are studying together in this school, in this university, we are mahram for each other.
किस हद तक महरम है, क्या हमने एम्बिस्ट्री करनी है कि नहीं करनी?
We are mahram for which extent? Extent of just touching or extent of all the way for having penetration sex?
उसकी शरायत कंडीशन लगानी है.
They can set the conditions in the muta document.
लगा सकते हैं.
They can do that.
जी, अब उसमें ये है कि कम अज कम जितना अरसा वो वहां रहेंगे, वो हराम में मुब्तला नहीं होंगे.
Hence, for as long as they are going to stay in that university, they are not doing anything haram because they have signed the muta paper.
एक दूसरे को देखेंगे तो हराम में मुब्तला
They can see each other and it will not be called haram.
नहीं होंगे. एक दूसरे को अगर वो टच भी कर लेते हो तो हराम में मुब्तला.
If they will be touching each other, it won't be considered haram. And so on and so forth. There you go, sister.
Yeah, so you got where is this from? Pakistan? Where is this from?
Yes, this is from Pakistan.
Okay, so you've got the very similar things in UK. So at university, you can marry with someone for while you are a student, and then leave that marriage once your student time is up.
How is this a marriage, sister? I don't understand. How can you call this a marriage?
Well, that's what Muslims are calling, brother. See,
okay.
I was going to comment on this. Rest says, Muta marriage disgusting. It is disgusting, but it is rooted within Islam, and Muslims are practicing that under the Muta, Shias, Misyar, Sunnis. But Allah, with all of His wisdom, wanted to kind of give these luxuries to the Muslim man. Think about it.
Quran chapter 4, verse number 24. Allah said, Muta, do istamta'tum.
Very give them for the pleasure you receive from them. So very God, which Mohammad Hijab says, oh, his rules and regulations are bringing into the world perversions. That's the very God. He puts very, very disgusting things into the hearts of Muslims. Allah is a God of destruction. God of destruction. Let me continue.
Going to a cafe, sitting in front of someone, having a nice little chat, like having.
Okay, my computer is in livestock. Wait. It's gonna come back. It's gonna get fixed.
On, like, is this person doing that to get?
Okay.
Someone, having a nice little chat, like having. Isn't that ikhtilat? Like this is ikhtilat.
Is the intention to get married, or like is this person doing that to get married to this person, or is the intention to? I don't know. Like, I feel like you'll find a scholarly difference of opinion on this in these issues.
Oh, I feel there are different views on it. Whether you can sit down with a woman in a cafe or not. Oh, there are. I feel. Oh, my feelings are so meta. I feel there are different views on it. Are you gonna get married with her or not? Mister, your feelings. You are the one like, oh yeah, let's see all those women naked before we get married with them. Check it out. If we don't like how they look, we just get rid of it.
So Islam has a difference of opinion in everything whatsoever.
Yeah, and
And
feelings,
everything.
different of feelings.
Yeah. So the only thing that Islam does not have a difference of opinion is to kill a murtad, but then they have a difference of opinion on whether
When?
how you should kill the murtad, how and when. So after 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, and how. So but kill the murtad, but how and when. Come
Yeah.
on, man. This is just
I'm skeptical of that. I don't think there's much difference of opinion when it comes to ikhtilat like that. You're sitting in a cafe looking in the face of a beautiful woman, even for purposes of marriage. You're not supposed to keep looking at her. Once you got the look and you know what she looks like.
Yeah, I mean, it's not classic.
Did you pick that up? Once you get the look, once you know what she's look like,
then you can decide.
Yeah.
What you want.
And they think that I don't understand. Like, why would you think it is funny? Why would you think it's funny that you laugh at it? And you are talking about your Muslim sister. If they're using such a language and vocabulary for their Muslim sisters. Wow, you don't want to be in locker room when they talk about a non-Muslim woman.
Disturbing it is, definitely.
Sorry?
I said it is definitely disturbing. But there is somebody called number 47, and he said, do not trust this Indian Aram seeker guy. I would not be surprised if he is a Hindu extremist pretending to be a Christian. His hatred for Muslims is slightly more than Christians, but he hates you too. Very beautiful comment. I love it. First of all, your sentence has so many ignorant comments in it. I'm not an Indian. I'm a Pakistani. Number two, I don't hate Muslims. I love Muslims. Rather, I feel pity for them, for most of them, except for the 15 to 30% on the very far edge who are lying deceivers and killers. The rest, I feel pity for them and I love them. What I hate is Islam. I hate Islam. I don't hate Muslims. I hate Islam. The ideology created by this one single person named Muhammad, I hate that ideology because Christ said he loves, he came for the sinner, but he hates the sin. Sin is what we should hate, what we all should hate. Sinner, we should help the sinner. Unfortunately, Allah hates the sinner in the Quran. La yuhibbu qasanin. Allah hates the sinner. And this is a very false ideology. It should be removed from the planet Earth. All right? So get your facts straight, Mr. Number 47, before you accuse somebody. And by the way, no Christian hates a Muslim. All the Christians pray for the Muslims. I have not seen any church who's saying, "Oh Allah, oh Christ, kill the Muslimin." No, never. "Oh Christ, please give them cancer." No. But if I go to a mosque, which I have been all my life, every other Friday prayer when we go to, the Maulana will open his hands up and he will going to pray, "Oh Allah, kill the Jews and the Christians, give them cancer, give them AIDS, oh Allah, destroy America, destroy Israel." This is what they pray. This is their prayers. We don't hate Muslims. We love them and we pray for them. We don't curse them. Yes, sister.
It is the religion of love and peace. What do you expect?
Peace is
And religion of the deceive. Okay, let me go back here.
I'm about to get. Do you know what I'm trying to say? If you do that, you'll think you're some kind of a pervert guy. I'm trying to say, if you do that, you'll think you're some kind of a pervert guy if you try and do that. But I mean, if you're speaking,
no, she'll like it. A lot of these, unfortunately, a lot of the sisters like the attention. They like the idea of going to a cafe or going to have a meal with a brother, and they just look into each other's eyes and have a conversation. Oh, but my intention is marriage. Maybe in the future.
No, maybe no. It's got to be for sure. Like, so for example,
but even if it's for sure, is it justified that you once you know what she looks like, to just continue to look at her and have a conversation? I don't think that
I
that's
don't know if I
allowed.
continue to look at her. I think you could argue. You could argue. I don't know. I'm not giving a fatwa here at this point. I've just finished a degree. I don't want to do that. But I'm just saying, like, Yani, if you're gonna get married, because I'll be honest with you, Akhi, I'll be honest with you. Since we're being like very casual about the situation, bro, like, it's a big thing, bro. If you're not attracted to the woman, you know, like for example, some brothers, before they get married, and some sisters, same thing. It's the same thing both ways. But like, I'm just gonna speak from the man's perspective for a second, yeah. Like, so for some brothers, the sexual aspects actually it can be a make or break. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And sorry to say, you know, I'm gonna need to make a real taqdeer. I'm gonna need to know what's going on, because I'm gonna need to know whether I'm gonna be able to perform with this individual or not. I'm gonna be
euphemisms now.
So basically, they are fighting with each other.
No,
Whether you can do it or whether you cannot do it, and
but what is that depend? What is it depend on?
It depends on whether.
That depends on how the woman looks.
To whether you want to marry or not marry, and so until you see, how will you know whether you want to marry or not marry, sister? Because you are marrying her based on her looks. And by the way, if tomorrow she gets fat, you can just divorce her. You know, that's what Muhammad did.
You look at her and then, oh yeah, I can perform on her or not. Before I move on, I also wanted to point out something that Daniel Haqiqatjou is doing. See, these are the Muslim girls who like attention. They want it. Yeah, they want to meet. They want you to get them dinner. Yeah, they want it. They like that attention. Give them what they are asking for. Just sit around the table and then just look into each other's eye. What is the term, like when you do these things with your eye? You do this. Yeah, it's all love. Why? It's all okay. Why? Because girls just like it. Girls just like it. Yeah. I am just like disturbed that it's always woman. Okay, something happened to the woman because woman wanted it, because woman lead it, because woman likes it.
It's always the woman who's dirty. Simple.
Yeah. Yeah. So in here, you've got the occasion of what Mohammad Hijab is saying. Check her out and then see, yeah, if she can help you with your sexual desires. You said, what's going to happen in 2 years when she becomes fat? Or what's going to happen when she makes babies? Oh, you are not attractive to her anymore. She can't help you with your sexual desire. What is the solution? Get the newer ones. The ones says like 6 packs, all that kind of things. Ones will help you with your sexual desires. Very, very disturbing. And this is like, think about it. This is how they are looking at their Muslim sisters. You don't want to be around them in locker room. Seriously?
I love this comment.
Which one?
You don't want to be with them in the same locker room.
No, think about
like
it.
You throw in the perfect kind of statement, like just like normal.
I don't know if he will be asking for golden shower there or not, but like right now, what he's asking is very disturbing.
No, but I'm just saying, like, let me
see, like, it's more disturbing. Like you sit in a room, okay, where you are talking about marriage with men and women who are kind of taking steps to get married. Okay, you have to. One of the kind of topic is you talk about sex, all those kind of things. When you talk about these things, every word you say, you don't. The moment you finish your word, you don't start laughing at it. what makes their cases worse is not only they are seeing women as like a tool where they just use for their sexual desire and make fun of it, but every time they're just laughing after they are making these stupidest comments.
Because this could be a real problem if I don't see what's going on here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to be able to.
No, granted. No, we don't disagree on that.
Yeah, I need to look and see. You know,
we don't disagree on this. This is
okay. Let's just play that without pausing, so everyone can get what he's saying. So I'm just going back. Okay, let's play. I think it's this part. Let me see.
Euphemisms now. Euphemisms.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, like, let me take it, because this could be a real problem if I don't see what's going on here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to be able to.
No, granted. No, we don't disagree on that.
Yeah, I need to look and see. You know.
We don't disagree on this. This is known. Yeah. Like, this is from the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, that the Sahabi came and he wanted to marry, and he asked, "Did you look at her?" And he said, "No." He said, "Well, go make sure to look at her first."
I'll look at her.
So it's known, but yeah. No, that's very different than going on a romantic date.
When I first got married, I don't know, 12 years ago.
But sister, like wasn't the Sahabi hid himself in the bathroom area, you know, the field, so that he could see what he wanted to see, which could incite him to marry her?
Yeah, two private parts. Here's the thing. You help me out. You help me out, brother. Sitting down and having a cup of coffee with a woman, or having dinner with a woman, and having eye contact, is that worse than allowing men to check on you, check you out, sorry, that's the phrase, check you out, so that they can see your private parts, and then they can make a judgment whether they can perform on you or not? Which one is better? Which one does makes lots, like, gives more value to men and women?
Do you seriously want me to answer this question? Isn't it obvious that having a sit on a coffee table is obviously far better than what Muhammad allowed?
Well, what Daniel Haqiqatjou is saying, oh yeah, there was no dates. You don't do dating or courting, we call in Christian circles. So you go out and then meet with woman or man in the intention you are going to get married with that woman or that man. But so Daniel Haqiqatjou is saying, okay, I picked the language. Now just like, shut up. That's granted. We don't need to discuss that further. Mohammad Hijab goes into it. Oh, let me break it down. And then, oh yeah, remember? That was even practiced in the time of Muhammad. My beloved prophet said, how can you marry someone you haven't even checked her out? Go and check her out. Islam gets disgusting and disgusting.
Yes.
Ready for me to play more, brother?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me just go back. So I just want to make sure we all get that part. Okay.
I feel like you'll find a scholarly difference of opinion in these issues.
I'm just going to play this little
I'm skeptical of that. I don't think there's much difference of opinion when it comes to ikhtilat like that. You're sitting in a cafe looking in the face of a beautiful woman, even for purposes of marriage. You're not supposed to keep looking at her. Once you got the look and you know what she looks like.
Yeah. I mean, it's not classy to do that. I mean, like, if you're about to get, do you know what I'm trying to say? If you do that, you're some kind of a pervert guy if you try and do that. But I mean, if you're speaking,
no, she'll like it. A lot of these, unfortunately, a lot of the sisters like the attention. They like the idea of going to a cafe or going to have a meal with a brother, and they just look into each other's eyes and have a conversation. Oh, but my intention is marriage. Maybe in the future.
Oh, no, maybe no. It's got to be for sure. Like, so for example,
but even if it's for sure, is it justified that once you know what she looks like, to just continue to look at her and have a conversation? I don't think that's
I don't
allowed.
know. I continue to look at her. I think you could argue. You could argue. I don't know. I'm not giving a fatwa here at this point. I've just finished a degree. I don't want to do that. But I'm just saying, like, Yani, if you're gonna get married, because I'll be honest with you, Akhi, yeah, I'll be honest with you. Since we're being like very casual about the situation, bro, like, it's a big thing, bro. If you're not attracted to the woman, you know, like for example, some brothers, before they get married, and some sisters, same thing. It's the same thing both ways. But like, I'm just gonna speak from the man's perspective for a second. Yeah, like, so for some brothers, the sexual aspect is actually it can be a make or break. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And sorry to say, you know, I'm gonna need to make a real taqdeer. I'm gonna need to know what's going on, because I'm gonna need to know whether I'm gonna be able to perform with this individual or not. I'm gonna be
euphemisms now. Euphemisms.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, like, let me take it, because this could be a real problem if I don't see what's going on here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to be able to.
No, granted. No, we don't disagree on that.
Yeah, I need to look and see. You know,
we don't disagree on this. This is known. Like, this is from the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, that the Sahabi came and he wanted to marry, and he asked, "Did you look at her?" And he said, "No." He said, "Well, go make sure to look at her first."
I'll look at her.
So it's known, but
no,
that's very different than going on a romantic date.
When I first got married, I don't know, 12 years ago or something like that, obviously I looked at, but when I looked, I didn't do it. I did do it in a classy manner. You see what I mean? I did do it in a classy manner, but I was able to make a taqdeer. I was able to see what's going on. Like, okay, this is how much you weigh. This is what is going on here. This is what's going on there. This is what's going on there. Would I deal with this?
Oh my God, this is so disgusting.
Yeah.
Brother, just wait.
Oh, there's more?
He's being classy. Wait.
Okay.
So this is how he's describing his wife, okay? I knew my wife was like 100 pounds. Oh, yeah. I knew my wife, this part of her body she was like, what do you call, like, 90, 60, 90 thing? Whatever, like, I looked at her, and then I knew that was, yeah, I can perform on her, but I did it classy way. Therefore, I married her 12 years ago. What do we call that? Pervert.
Disgusting, perverted. Thank you.
He's talking about his wife. I looked at her this part. I looked at her this part. Oh, yeah, I knew I could perform on her. Yeah, I married her. Like, I wanted to say that whole part. Like, you checked her out. You checked her out. Okay?
In a way where he is gauging her.
Yeah.
Measuring the parts of her body and her weight and everything.
Yep. Think about it. At this stage, you know what? I am assuming woman wasn't behind burqa. She was not covered with full black dress.
Yeah, because you are about to marry her, so you have to unveil her. He agrees to that fact. He just showed it in the video. He and his friend, the girlfriend, they agree to the fact that you can see a woman without the veil if you are proposing her for marriage.
But like he's saying, like, I knew, like.
And then he's.
Yeah, let me continue. Is that okay if I continue? It's like,
please,
it's very. This is. He's talking about a Muslim woman who become his wife.
There. Would I deal with this situation? Yes, I can deal with this situation.
It's funny, yeah.
Is this going to be something I can deal with? Yes, I can deal with. Because the thing is, it's a real problem. I'm going to repeat this issue. It's a real problem that if one, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say? If one, you know, looks at the woman and she's like, I'm just saying from man's perspective, obviously it could be the same thing with Oriane. And she's, let's say, not voluptuous enough, sorry to say. Yani, some men like the skinny look, some
Oh my
some
goodness.
and
Wait,
then they
brother,
like it more
wait.
voluptuous, some men they like it like this way, something like it like that way. But if it's not, yani, it could be a real problem. And then
Yeah,
she'll feel real inadequate. Okay, I have to stop now. I think I'm going. Well, I think I'm going to go
This
too
is
far.
funny, idiot.
No, we're on the same page. You have to know what you're getting into. Just like when it comes to buyur, like buying and selling, it's a contract.
Yeah,
you're setting a contract.
We've got a thought of, sorry to say, some companions. I'm not gonna go. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Let's not get into that because we don't want to confuse more people.
Yeah,
we don't want to.
Yeah.
Confuse more people. He just used the word voluptuous for his wife.
Sorry to say, ha 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 ha. I'm so sorry. You can see the smile on my face. I'm so sorry. I don't want to remind you what prophets did, what happened in time of prophet, how they were checking out the woman. Oh, those things are important. I need to see if I can perform on her or not.
So what is woman for them?
Something you buy it from sheep.
Piece of meat. Because he
Yeah.
was talking about her size, her body, her weight, and then he said voluptuous, which is like being a full-figured, curvy kind of a female. That's so he's describing his, and he said, some people like slim. I don't. He actually likes, he said, I don't like slim. I want to have meat. What is like even a person who would go for a prostitute, a person going for a prostitute for one night stand will not even say these kind of things about a prostitute, let alone he's talking about his wife that he married and have kids with.
Yeah, and he's got like 4 kids, and he's like saying such a things in what is that about a Muslim, okay? At that stage, his wife is his wife is a Muslim. His wife is still Muslim today. No, if you are skinny in the eyes of Muslims, you are not healthy. So you've got to put weight on to just get fat. You go in Yemen, they give you camel urine to drink, so you put weight on, so that you can easily get married. But that is the way he's talking about his wife, a piece of meat. Yeah, what's gonna happen when meat gets stayed in fridge for a couple of weeks and then out of date? Oh, meat is gonna be treated as sauda. You get the better ones. Well, if he gets the better one, well, he doesn't need to tell anyone. He can just get these better wives.
How can they even talk about this live in a live podcast? I'm getting surprised sometimes when he speaks and opens his mouth. He's such a disgusting, stupid idiot. Sorry for the language.
This is sad. Ha ha ha! It is so sad. I'm just full of joy. When you are saying disturbing things and when you are sad, you put your sad face on, idiot. Okay, so he's talking about piece of meat he's got at home. Remember there was a video how his wife is must bring the bed into breakfast into bed. Yeah, piece of meat. Otherwise, she's gonna stay in the fridge out of date.
Confuse more people, but the point is you have to know before you get into the contract, like what you're buying, what you're selling. It has to be known, but that doesn't justify ikhtilat. Like that doesn't.
Yeah, I want to know what I am buying because I'm gonna pay for her private part. I want to know how her private part is right. Oh yeah, I want to know her boobs are in the right size, and all other things. I don't know how to say those things in English.
You don't need to.
You want to know your products. What are the ingredients? Yeah, buy hummus and then return hummus.
Buying, selling equals to marriage. That's what he's saying, by the way.
Yeah.
Haqiqatjou.
You know, when you get married in the Bible, responsibility God gives the husband, responsibility God gives the woman is unique. You don't get that in anywhere else. None of them are treated as a production from the market. None of them. Oh, You bought this. Oh, her vagina is not good enough anymore. Let me get another one. Just
justify like a gender mixing, you know, that
I'm
where
gonna
you're
have to
going
see
on
what
dates,
people trade on
nice
to. I don't-
romantic dinner, nice romantic coffee
Well,
across
I'm
the
gonna get a
table.
bad coffee or a good dinner. Like, I don't see. Well, you're gonna go out and give her a good one. Has to be. No, I get what you're saying. It's look, the most proper way of doing it is having the wali there. There's no question about that. But is there scope in Islamic fiqh? I think there is scope. There is scope. Some Shafi'i say it's not halal.
didn't he just earlier said you don't even need wali?
Now he is trying to fix his issue and saying it is better to have Wali.
Because I just told you what kind of meat my wife is.
Yep.
Now I need to kind of make sure everyone got that. Yeah.
But some Hanafi say you don't even need the wali. You know, I think there's scope for that kind of thing. And I think that, look, for me, I'm a great advocate of marriage, Islamic marriage. I think it should be done quick. I think it should be done
Contract.
properly, because it's where the shaitan gets involved when you're not married. If you're married, you're safe. You're in the safe zone now. You're actually in the safe zone.
Oh, you didn't have the Satan when you were checking her out? You didn't have the Satan around you when you were like checking, oh, she's 90, 60, 90? You didn't have the Satan in those moments. But now, oh, make it quickly.
Unbelievable.
Well, my thing is, let's get the nikah done. Do you know what I mean?
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. But again, like, let's just be, maybe one way to put it is for your own daughter. Like, would you want your daughter to follow this, even a Hanafi opinion, just because that's not necessarily a part, according to one of the opinions within the Hanafi school, that the wali is not needed. But that doesn't mean that, oh, she can go and sit with anyone and basically act like a man would. So look, we have to be careful.
Everything's got to be done with my consent. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, as the father.
Can you please pause?
Yeah, but why would
my consent?
And Haqiqatjou just said sit like a man. So man can go sit with women, but women cannot sit with them. Like, oh, I don't have word for these idiots.
Brother, pervert. That's the word you are looking for.
Thank you, sister.
That's the word you are looking for. Help us with the wording, people in the chat. This is not my area of expertise. I'm just like already disturbed by the way he's talking about the meat he's buying from the shop. If you know the right words, just please help us.
You want your daughter, right, to go to a coffee shop? Oh, there's no khalwa, it's a public place. You wouldn't want that, right?
I would go with her to the coffee shop to see the guy.
Okay, yeah. So, and then what if he's like sitting like this, you know, looking, I'm just getting my niya's marriage, my niya's marriage. I'm just getting a good look at your daughter. Just a good look at your daughter.
I'd go to
Sheikh Mohammad Hijab.
This guy, why is he doing this? What's wrong with him? Absolutely.
Yeah, you give him a smack. You give him a smack, like lower your gaze, like.
Pause here. Isn't like Mimi Hijab just described that how he looked at somebody else's daughter, gauged her weight, gauged her measurements and everything, but when it talks about his daughter, him gonna smack the kid.
And he's like going to that, like he's doing that Wali thing, going there.
Yeah. So for him, Wali is not necessary, but for his daughter, Wali is necessary. For him, looking at the woman is okay to all the extent, but for his daughter, like, do you see the double standards right over here? Something that is good for his son, but not good for his daughter?
No. It's not double standard, brother. It is his pervert heart. Do I see his pervert heart? Yes, I do.
Hypocritical, perverted, BASTRD.
They think it's just funny. I wouldn't smack him because I don't want to assault him, but I would just say, like, at that point, if he's doing that kind of weird stuff, I said to my daughter, I think
No, it's not weird. He's just getting a look. He wants to make sure,
Yeah.
is she like this or that? It's just like you said, just getting the rights.
No, but you can get it.
Understanding.
In a manner, you can do it in a manner which is a bit more
Classy.
sliding this. So we should
Yeah.
get
Do it classy.
to the restroom.
Do it classy.
You quickly take a quick look. That's it. You don't need that long. But
Did you pick that up?
Yeah,
Restroom.
that's why I said he's BSTRD.
Okay, just wait. Ready?
do it in a manner which is a bit more sliding this. So we should get him up, go to the place, to the restroom. You quickly take a quick look. That's it. You don't need that long. But the thing is,
What is the classy way to do it?
Send her to the bathroom and then look at her while she's walking so that you will gauge the whole body parts properly.
Yeah.
So the walking girl, so you walk, you have to, your eyes has to be X-ray vision, you know, to gauge her properly when she's walking towards the bathroom.
No. Is he saying when she walks towards the bathroom?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't get that the first time or even the second time.
Let me play that again. So you are doing this classy, okay? This is the classy way to do it. This is the classy way to do it. How to check Mohammad Hijab's daughter.
Understanding.
You can do it in a manner which is a bit more sliding this. So we should get him up, go to the place, to the restroom. You quickly take a quick look. That's it. You don't need that long. But the thing is, I need to know the proportion.
Oh. Go to the bathroom and take a quick look at her daughter, at his daughter.
Yeah.
Go to the bathroom, take a quick look. Go to the bathroom, take a quick look.
Where did they learn that?
Unbelievable.
Oh, Mr. Mohammed Prophet. Pieces, police, FBI, child protection, and toilet cleaners be upon him. I don't know. Just like funny. It's like they think it is so funny. Yeah, my daughter is featured meat from the market. Come and check her out.
I don't care what anyone says. I need to know the proportions. Otherwise, people are going to be in trouble, bro.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm done. I'm done. He needs to know the proportions of a female that he's marrying or going to marry. Otherwise, he's done. He needs to know the proportion. Oh, wow.
Not only that, this is just example. He just talked about his daughter. Yeah, it's okay for strangers who your daughter just met and then you were with them as a wali. Oh yeah, it's absolutely okay. You can check the proportion of my daughter.
There'll be some issues that are happening. Okay. Father's not going to be happy. I don't care what anyone says. No one's going to be happy.
Okay.
The second night and the anti-talaq. What's better? Me to take a couple looks. Yeah, which is a ru'ya shar'iyya for the talaq happen, akhi.
So yeah, don't get the talaq on the second night. It's better to look at her, gauge the proportions. Even if she's his daughter, it's better for her daughter not to get the talaq the next day.
Yeah. So her proportions are matter how she looks like. If you think like, oh yeah, I cannot perform on her. That's the word he used a little bit earlier. I had to Google that. Like, I was like, what is this he's talking about? And then what happens after that? Oh, if I cannot do perform her because her proportion doesn't look right, what do? I will divorce her. I don't want her to go through that. Poor girl, she will get divorced on the second night because I couldn't do that thing. Yeah, I want to kind of, I don't want to do that. So therefore, yeah, it's absolutely okay for me to check what kind of meat is this.
This is the level of perversion that he's explaining here, which calls for
representative of Islam. This is what Islam is all about. See, beautiful ideology. Man is willing.
It's just way too beautiful. It's just way too beautiful. That destroys a mentality for a woman. What is a woman? It's just like Previously, I said woman is a piece of meat. Like now, it seems like it's not even a piece of meat. It's like, I don't know, something for enjoyment. It's like a China doll.
Don't insult China doll, brother. You can get full refund for those things.
Yeah, okay, Jazakallah khair. We're on the same page. We're on the same page for the most part, but we have to clarify.
Haqiqatjou is on the same page.
Some at least ambiguous thing, because if I know, if this ain't, because sometimes it can be like on the, you know, on the cusp. You know, how much does she weigh? It's a very rude question to ask the question. Okay, I can't say to the, like, I couldn't say to, you know, my wife, how much you weigh. It's a really, really, really like unclassy question. But I've become an expert in predicting like people's weights. I know what people's weights are. I look at that's who you are. That, but I have to look. I have to see what's going on. I don't know. I think it's one.
Your weight is not that important. Like, I can guess your weight. Yeah, you are 100 pounds. You are 50 kilograms. But I need to see the other things. I need to see what is your bra size. I need to see other things. Actually, he's not asking for the numbers for the bra size. He wants to see it. Perverts.
Those situations that it can go terribly wrong. It can go terribly. But the main thing is for you to have an intention to do nikah. Nikah is a very, very simple and easy thing to do in Islam. Allah has made it very easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
yeah,
easy.
but we just have to recognize the reality in which we live, especially in the West, that there's a lot of mixing, and it can lead,
it gets out of control,
leads to a lot of problems. Not only the potential for zina, obviously, but also it just lowers the testosterone. Actually, I've noticed, like men in the UK, I think part of
what is the thing you noticed?
There is a limit.
They are noticing very interesting things.
There's a limit of stupidity, and this video has gone way beyond that. Way beyond.
Brother,
I was not expecting that somebody living in UK as a Muslim would say such a thing. I would expect that from a Pakistani. I would expect that from an Indian. But I was not expecting that coming out from a Western Muslim.
brother,
Not at all.
It is the ideology. It has nothing to do with the location where people live. It is the ideology he just expressed. Oh yeah, segregation causes perversion. I worship a God who is pervert. Oh, what do you expect me to be? Do you want him to be gentleman or normal self-controlled human being? Oh no, he can't be that because he worship a God who is pervert. He worship a prophet who is pervert. What do you expect? Doesn't matter where you live. You live in England, you live in USA, you live in Dubai, wherever you live. It is the same ideology. Destroys the very heart of human beings. Perverts. So it's only a few more seconds, okay? Hang there, brother. Hang there. Don't hang yourself, just hang there.
I'm trying my best, sister. Right now, I am banging my heads on the wall.
Yeah, so like low IQ, high testosterone.
In America, is there in Muslim spaces, it's just become normalized where men and women are together, they're talking casually and interacting, and it actually affects the behavior of men. Men start taking the mannerisms of females, and they start acting, you know, some certain interactions are required just for business purposes, or you're part of a organization or a masjid, and there can be, according to proper hijab, an interaction between the opposite sex. However, it's become something much more than that. Like, they have used this as a kind of a doorway to put their foot in the door to just normalize casual interaction, and it causes divorce. It causes zina. It causes this kind of feminization of the Muslim men. And because men just act differently. When you're in a gathering with other men, you act differently, you speak differently, you joke differently, you think differently. As soon as you bring one female into the gathering, then it completely changes the dynamic. It ruins the dynamic, actually.
It ruins the dynamic.
It does with
But
dynamic. Yeah.
isn't
Yeah.
that true for the females as well? When they're talking with each other alone, they talk differently. And this has
I
nothing
don't,
to do with,
brother. I have been to the Bible studies. I have been to the only female groups. I don't change the way I speak, the things I speak, or because they are only sisters or brothers. Like he's saying, in locker rooms we have this. Oh, we sit down and then talk about. Oh yeah, this woman's bra size was this. Oh, I checked her out before I got married. This was good. I was able to perform her. All those things they speak. Oh, when woman comes, oh, we just need to control ourselves. We might not able to say those kind of things. You don't want woman to know she's just a fresh meat from Marks and Spencer.
true that. But anyhow, you shown me so much disturbing facts in just less than 2 hours, 2 minutes before 2 hours. It's just unbelievable. So I don't know whether I should thank you or I should say, sister, never do that with me again. It's a sanity. It's gonna destroy my sane mind. But like knowing that they are saying that in a Western culture, Western society, I would say thank God I left Islam way before listening to this stupidity. And I would say anybody who's still still a Muslim, think again what you follow, guys. Like for the time being, forget everything. Like for the time being, forget whether I'm telling you to accept Christ, whether just forget everything for the time being. Just listen to these perverted, stupid idiots.
They
Do you
are representing Islam.
yeah, do
They
you
are
think this is
Islam.
yeah, do you think this filth is a right ideology from a god of this universe? Like, do you think? Like, just open your mind for a time being and decide for yourself, and then read what Christ said, and you will realize what's good and what's bad. That's all I would say. Sister, thank you for inviting me.
Don't go, brother. You are just like being so. It's not my fault if they are speaking those things. Don't cut me off. Don't cancel me. Disturbing, isn't it? I find it's very, very disturbing. And there are other things like in that video. Like, yeah, I could just like make a shorter clip and then edit those things out, but I don't have like skills of making videos. There are that video is just like, it talks about, I don't know which part is worse. Like, it's really difficult to choose like which part is worse. That he's expressing that he worships a God who is perverts. He's expressing, oh yeah, Muslims are around the world are bragging what they are doing to those boys, how it is very common, or how he describes his wife as piece of meat, and then how he's encouraging, oh yeah, you can check my daughter out when she takes bathroom break. Don't know. And he's talking about all Muslims at this stage. All Muslims. Anyway, I can complain about.
Yeah, before last part, number 47. Go to ex-Muslim Sahil Uncensored. There's a link over there. Join the live stream. I'm going to talk to you over there. Come on, baby. Let's have some guts. Go join ex-Muslim Sahil Uncensored. It's live. Link is in the pin chat. I'm coming there. Let's see if you can talk on these things. Sister, please continue.
Brother?
Yes.
You learned quite a lot from Mohammad Hijab.
Absolutely. I learned so much that I wish I could unlearn all of this.
One of the thing you learned is you are calling No 47 as like baby. No good sign, brother. We listen them in the intention like we expose the teachings of Islam. We don't listen them intention. Oh yeah, let me use these terms. Actually, he didn't call his wife baby or at all. He was like calling his wife meat, maybe cow or something. I don't know.
No, cows have more values than the women in Islam right now. That's what I learned today.
There is a whole chapter called cow in the Quran.
chapter of cow is bigger than the chapter of Nisa, woman. So yeah, so cow has more value in Islam than woman. Remember? Come on, sister. Like it has 2.1% more value. No, 201. So it's like twice the size of Surah Nisa. So it's like, yeah, 210% more value.
I'm gonna before I finish, I'm gonna just get a couple of spare chats here. So Jacob, yes, in Galatians, Bible talks about Muhammad to be false prophet because he brings false gospel, and false prophets should be put to death. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for your generosity, Samba. Denise, thank you, Lord and Savior, for sending this 5'2" warrior. She calls us in the darkness of evil. May her strength lie. Thank you. Thank you, Dennis.
Thanks for the prayers, brother.
Yep. Thank you, Rose, for spare sticker. And thank you, Mario. Thank you. Brother, you've got to go into the live stream. Tell us where you are going so people can come and check it
Most
out.
of the people over here will not be able to understand because that's in Urdu Hindi. But number 47, because he's talking about Indian accent and all that, and Hindutva and everything, so he can join in because he knows Hindi and Urdu, so he can join in. I just came out, spent some time with you over here. Now I'm going back there. By the way, tomorrow is my long live stream, and I hope that female will come in who decided the rules and the debate topic. So let's see what happens tomorrow. Otherwise, we'll have a nice chat. So number 47, join in, buddy. Come on, baby, join in. Ex-Muslim Sahil Uncensored. I'm waiting for you there. Let's see if you join in. Yes, sister Hatu.
Okay, go and challenge Adam Seeker. He's talking about he just learned lots of things from Mohammad Hijab. He's already calling people baby. I'm sure you need to go to that live stream and then expose Adam Seeker.
Please expose me. Come on, join in.
Okay. Thank you very much for jumping in, brother. I'm sorry you find the video disturbing, but I can't do much about it when Muslims taking platform and talking about those kind of things. I thought it would be good to bring attention to this. And thank you very much, everyone who joined us in chat. Brother Phil, thank you very much for putting all these references and links in the chat as well. Really, really appreciate. Until I see you, probably earliest will be Monday. May Christ crucified silent you with his love. And Adam, make sure you just wash yourself tonight before you go to bed, because you don't want perversion to pass through. You don't want it to be contagious.
I'll have to take double bath today. I understand.
Yeah, do ghusl, do wudu, whatever you can do. Thank you very much for joining me, as well as once again, thank you very much everyone who joined us. May Christ crucified silent you with his love until we see you again.
Amen.